My best friend secretly recorded my boyfriend telling lies about me, then sent the videos to his entire family and said, "You deserve better." The phone buzzes against my kitchen counter like an angry wasp. Third time in 5 minutes. I already know what's waiting. More messages from Marcus's family. More fallout from what Zara did 3 days ago. "Mija, call me back. We need to talk about what we saw." That's from his Aunt Carmen, her voice thick with that particular brand of disappointment that cuts deeper than anger. I set down my café con leche, watching the steam curl up toward the ceiling fan that's been wobbling since I moved into this Coral Gables apartment 2 years ago. Everything feels fragile now, like one wrong move might send it all crashing down. The apartment door rattles with familiar urgency. Only one person knocks like that. Like the building's on fire. "Soph, open up. I brought pastelitos from your abuela's favorite place." Zara's voice carries that forced brightness she uses when she knows she's messed up big time. Part of me wants to leave her standing in the hallway, let her marinate in what she's done. But the other part, the part that remembers 15 years of friendship, reaches for the deadbolt. She's holding a pink bakery box like a peace offering, her usually perfect curls pulled back in a messy bun. Dark circles shadow her eyes, and her coral lipstick is chewed off on one side. "Before you say anything, 3 days, Zara." I step back, letting her in but keeping my distance. 3 days I've been dealing with the aftermath of your little vigilante justice. She sets the box on my counter, next to the pile of unopened mail I haven't had the energy to sort through. "You haven't been returning my calls. Wonder why." The silence stretches between us like a fault line. Outside, Mrs. Rodriguez's chihuahua starts its afternoon yapping session, and somewhere down the hall, someone's playing reggaeton loud enough to rattle the walls. "His mom called me yesterday," I finally say, sinking onto my couch. "Doña Elena, you remember her, right? The woman who taught me how to make her arroz con pollo. Who insisted I call her Mommy after Marcus and I got serious." Zara perches on the edge of my coffee table, close enough that I can smell her signature vanilla perfume. "Soph." She was crying. The words come out sharper than I intended. Actually crying. Said she never raised her son to speak about women that way. Asked me what she did wrong. What she did wrong. Zara's voice jumps an octave. "Sophia, did you forget what was on those videos? What your precious Marcus was saying about you?" How could I forget? The words are burned into my brain like a brand. She's getting clingy. Always wants to know where I am. Honestly, I think she's a little desperate. Her family's nice enough, but they're so traditional, you know? Like, suffocating traditional, asterisk. That doesn't mean his entire family needed to see it. I pull my knees up to my chest, wrapping my arms around them. His little sister is 15, Zara. 15. She worships him. Maybe she needed to see what kind of man her big brother really is. Or maybe that wasn't your call to make. Zara stands abruptly, pacing to my kitchen window that overlooks the courtyard. The afternoon light catches the gold highlights in her hair. Highlights she got touched up just last week when we were still friends who told each other everything. "You want to know what wasn't my call?" She spins around, and there's fire in her dark eyes now. Watching my best friend get played by some guy who smiles to her face and then trashes her to his buddies the second she leaves the room. "So you secretly recorded him? How is that even? When did you?" "Your birthday party. Last month." Her voice drops, and she looks suddenly smaller. "You remember how Marcus stepped out to take that call? Said it was work?" "I remember. We were at Versailles, celebrating with my whole family. Marcus had kissed my forehead, promised he'd be quick, then disappeared for 20 minutes. I went looking for him," Zara continues. "Found him in the parking lot with his cousin Danny and that friend of his. What's his name? The one with the stupid beard." "Mateo." "Right. Mateo. They were laughing, and I heard your name, sigh." She trails off, pulling out her phone. I started recording. Thought maybe he was planning some sweet surprise or something. The silence that follows feels heavy enough to crack my tile floor. But it wasn't a surprise, was it? No. She sinks back down, and now I can see she's been crying too. It wasn't. My phone buzzes again. This time it's Marcus himself. "Can we please talk? My family is asking questions I don't know how to answer." Asterisk. He doesn't even know it was you, does he? I ask. He thinks someone from his family recorded it. Zara shakes her head. I sent it from a fake email. Made it look like it came from someone who cares about his family's reputation. Jesus, Zara. What was I supposed to do, Soph? Tell you what I heard and watch you make excuses for him? We both know you would have. She's right, and that stings worse than anything else. I would have rationalized it, found ways to explain away his words. He was just venting. Guys talk differently when they're together. It didn't mean anything. Asterisk. His cousin Miguel texted me this morning, I say quietly. Asked if I was okay. Said the whole family feels terrible about what Marcus said. Good. They should. But now Sunday dinners are going to be awkward forever. Doña Elena is going to look at me and remember every awful thing her son said. And Marcus. I press my palms against my eyes. God, Zara, we were talking about moving in together. I was falling in love with his whole family. Were you falling in love with them, or were you falling in love with the idea of belonging somewhere? The question hits like a slap. I look up at my best friend, this woman who's known me since we were 13 and awkward and convinced we'd never figure anything out, and I see something I've been trying to ignore for months. She's been watching me disappear into Marcus's world, bit by bit. Skipping our Thursday movie nights for his family gatherings. Canceling our weekend trips to stay home and cook for him. Learning to make his favorite meals instead of exploring new restaurants together. That's not fair, I whisper. Isn't it? Zara reaches across the space between us, her fingers brushing mine. When's the last time we spent a whole day together without you checking your phone every 5 minutes? When's the last time you made a decision without wondering what Marcus would think? I want to argue, but the words stick in my throat like overcooked rice. The video is worse than I remembered. Zara and I sit on my couch, her laptop balanced between us, watching my relationship dissolve in high definition. Turn it off, I say, but I don't look away. On screen, Marcus leans against his car, gesturing with his hands the way he does when he's really getting into a story. The parking lot of Versailles stretches behind him, familiar and suddenly foreign. I'm telling you guys, she's getting intense. His voice carries clearly through Zara's phone speakers. Like, last week she suggested we get a joint bank account. We've been dating 8 months. Danny laughs, the sound sharp in the evening air. Dude, run. It's not that simple. Marcus runs a hand through his hair, and my heart clenches because I know that gesture so well. Her family loves me. Like, really loves me. Her dad keeps talking about grandkids, and her mom already gave me her grandmother's ring. Wait, what? Mateo's voice jumps. The woman gave you a ring? It's this whole thing. Family heirloom. Sophia doesn't know, but her mom pulled me aside last month and said I should have it when I'm ready to propose. My stomach drops. Mommy never told me that. So what's the problem? Danny asks. If you love her. I do love her. Marcus cuts him off, and for a second, hope flickers in my chest. But I don't know if I'm in love with her, you know? Sometimes I think I'm more in love with the idea of her family than with her. There it is. The truth I've been running from for months. Her family is pretty great, Mateo admits. Remember that barbecue where her uncle taught us to play dominoes? And her abuela makes those little meat pies. Pastelitos, Marcus corrects automatically. And yeah, exactly. Her family is incredible. But Sophia, she's so eager to please all the time. It's like she doesn't have opinions of her own anymore. Everything is, whatever you want. Marcus's or, what do you think, Marcus? It's exhausting. I pause the video, my fingers shaking on the spacebar. There's more, Zara says quietly. I don't want to see more. Yes, you do. Otherwise, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering if you made the right choice. She's right. Again. I press play. The sex is good though, Marcus continues, and I want to crawl inside the couch cushions. And she's beautiful. It's just, I keep thinking there should be more, you know? More spark, more challenge, more drama, you mean, Danny says with a laugh. Maybe. Is that terrible? Like, remember how Isabella used to fight with me about everything? It was annoying as hell, but at least I knew she had opinions. Sophia just agrees with whatever I say. Sounds boring, Mateo offers. It is. God, it really is. Marcus looks directly at the camera, and even though I know he couldn't see Zara recording, it feels like he's looking straight at me. I keep waiting to feel that thing, you know? That spark. But every day it feels more like I'm dating her family instead of dating her. I close the laptop with more force than necessary. How long were you standing there? I ask Zara. Long enough. She pulls her knees up, mirroring my position. There's another video. From 2 weeks later. Another one? Zara, how many times did you? Just twice. I swear. The second time was at that bar in Wynwood, when you thought he was having drinks with his work friends. My mouth goes dry. He was with Danny and Mateo again? And some girl I didn't recognize. Blonde. Really pretty. The room starts spinning slightly. I grip the edge of the couch cushion. Did he? No. Nothing happened. But soft. Zara's voice is gentle now, the way it gets when she's about to deliver bad news. He talked about ending things with you. Said he'd been thinking about it for weeks but didn't know how to do it without hurting your family. My family. Not you. Your family. I laugh, but it comes out bitter and sharp. Of course. Can't hurt the people who make good arroz con pollo. I'm sorry. Zara reaches for my hand. I'm so sorry I had to be the one to show you this. But you're not sorry you recorded it. She considers this for a long moment. No, I'm not sorry I recorded it. I'm sorry you had to see it, but I'm not sorry it exists. And you're not sorry you sent it to his entire family. She hesitates. Okay, maybe I'm a little sorry about that part. I was so angry, Soph. So angry at him for lying to you, and angry at you for not seeing it, and angry at myself for not knowing how to fix it. So you decided to blow everything up instead. Yeah, I guess I did. We sit in silence for a while, watching the shadows lengthen across my living room floor. Outside, the neighborhood is coming alive with evening sounds. Kids playing in the courtyard, someone practicing piano, the distant hum of traffic on Coral Way. My phone buzzes. This time it's a text from Marcus's sister, Isabella. Not the ex-girlfriend Isabella from the video, but his 15-year-old sister who shares the name and none of the drama. Sophia, I'm so sorry about what my brother said. You're too good for him anyway. Also, can you still teach me how to make flan? Mommy says you make it better than Abuela. Asterisk. I show the text to Zara, and her face softens. See? His family doesn't hate you. They're disappointed in him, which somehow makes it worse. I set the phone aside. They're going to remember this forever. Every time they see me, they'll think about those videos. Or they'll think about how much they love you despite what their son said. You really believe that? Zara shifts closer, until our shoulders are touching. I think Marcus was wrong about a lot of things, but he was right about your family being incredible. And you know what? His family is pretty great too. Great enough to see past their son's stupidity and recognize what they're losing if they let you go. But I am losing Marcus. Were you ever really with him? Or were you with the version of him that existed when his family was around? The question hangs in the air like smoke. I think about all those Sunday dinners, Marcus's hand on my knee under the table while Doña Elena told stories about his childhood. The way he'd kiss my temple when his cousins teased us about getting married. How different he seemed in those moments from the man in Zara's videos. I don't know, I admit. I honestly don't know anymore. That's okay. You don't have to know right now. My phone rings. It's Marcus, and for the first time in 3 days, I feel ready to answer. Sophia? His voice is strained, exhausted. Can we please talk? I've been trying to figure out who sent those videos, and my family is asking questions, and I need to see you. Okay, I say, surprising myself. Come over. Really? You'll see me? Yes. But Marcus? Come alone. And come ready to tell the truth. I hang up and look at Zara, who's already gathering her purse. You're leaving? This is between you and him now. She pauses at the door. But Soph? Remember what you're worth. Remember that you deserve someone who talks about you the same way in parking lots as he does at Sunday dinner. 20 minutes later, Marcus stands in my doorway looking like he hasn't slept in days. His usually perfect hair is messy, and there are wrinkles in his shirt that tell me he's been wearing it since yesterday. Who sent the videos? He asks before he's even fully inside. Does it matter? Of course it matters. Someone violated my privacy. Someone recorded me without permission and sent it to my entire family. Someone who cares about me more than you do. The words stop him cold. He stares at me, and I can see him processing, trying to figure out what I know. Soph, whatever you heard. I heard everything, Marcus. Every word. His face crumbles. It wasn't. I didn't mean it the way it sounded. How did you mean it? I was just venting. You know how guys talk when they're together. No, I don't. How do guys talk when they're together? He opens his mouth, then closes it. Runs that familiar hand through his hair. Tell me about Isabella, I say quietly. What about her? Your ex. The one with opinions. The one who fought with you. How do you? He stops, understanding dawning. You saw the whole thing. I saw enough. Marcus sinks onto my couch, his head in his hands. I never meant for anyone to hear that. But you meant it when you said it. I don't know. Maybe. I was confused. About what? About us. About what I want. About whether what I'm feeling is real or just comfortable. At least he's being honest now. It's more than I've gotten in months. And the girl at the bar in Wynwood? His head snaps up. Nothing happened with her. I didn't ask if something happened. I asked about her. She's someone I met at work. We've been talking, just talking. But he looks at me with something that might be relief. But I've been thinking about her. A lot. There it is. The final piece of truth I needed. Do you love me, Marcus? Yes. Of course I love you. Are you in love with me? The pause stretches so long I can hear my upstairs neighbor's TV through the ceiling. I don't know, he whispers. I thought I was. I wanted to be. But lately you've been thinking about someone else. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. I walk to my kitchen, needing distance. The pastelitos Zara brought sit untouched in their pink box, and for some reason, that makes me sadder than anything else. My mom gave you her grandmother's ring, I say without turning around. Soph, were you ever going to use it? I thought about it. Your family kept hinting, and it seemed like the right thing to do, but you were hoping someone more exciting would come along first. That's not fair. I turned to face him. What's not fair is letting me fall in love with a version of you that only exists on Sundays. What's not fair is keeping my grandmother's ring in your apartment while you're talking to other women. What's not fair is making me feel like I'm not enough when the truth is we're just not right for each other. We could try again. We could work on it. Could we? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you've already moved on. You're just too comfortable with my family's Sunday dinners to make it official. Marcus stands, and I can see the exact moment he realizes I'm right. His shoulders drop, and something that looks like relief crosses his face. What do I tell my family? He asks. Tell them the truth. Tell them you care about me, but you're not in love with me. Tell them they raised you to be honest, and you're finally being honest. They're going to be so disappointed. Yeah, they are. But they'll get over it, because they love you. And Marcus? They're going to be okay with me too, because they love me as more than just your girlfriend. He nods slowly. You're probably right. I know I'm right. We stand there for a moment, looking at each other across my small apartment. Two people who tried to build something real on a foundation of Sunday dinners and family expectations. I'll bring the ring back tomorrow, he says finally. Keep it for now. Give it back to my mom yourself. Explain why. That's going to be the hardest conversation of my life. Good. Maybe next time you'll think twice before keeping someone around just because you love their family. After he leaves, I call Zara. How did it go? She asks without preamble. It's over. Really over. How do you feel? I consider the question, surprised by my own answer. Relieved. Sad, but relieved. Good. That's good, Soph. Zara? Yeah? Next time you want to save me from myself, maybe try talking to me first before you blow up my entire life? She laughs, and it sounds like forgiveness. Deal. But only if you promise to listen when I tell you someone isn't good enough for you. Deal. 6 months later, I'm back at Versailles, but this time it's for Zara's birthday. My whole family is here, plus some of hers, and the noise level is approaching dangerous decibels. Across the table, my cousin Miguel is telling an animated story about his new job, and my abuela is trying to convince Zara's mom to try the flan. Mija, my mom says, sliding into the seat next to me. How are you feeling? Good. Really good. And I am. It took months to untangle my life from Marcus's family, to figure out which traditions were mine and which ones I'd adopted to fit into his world. But the process taught me something important. I don't need to disappear into someone else's life to find love. Doña Elena called me yesterday, Mommy continues, and my stomach tenses slightly. She wanted to know if you'd teach Isabella how to make flan for her quinceañera. What did you tell her? I told her to ask you herself. I nod. It's been 4 months since Marcus and I broke up, and his family has been carefully maintaining relationships with both of us. Sunday dinners are still awkward, but they're getting easier. And Marcus? I ask, because I still need to know. He's bringing someone to Isabella's quinceañera. The girl from his work. Good for him. I mean it. Marcus deserves to be with someone who challenges him, who makes him feel that spark he was looking for. And I deserve to be with someone who doesn't have to convince himself to love me. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Hi, this is Isabella Herrera, Marcus's sister. Would you be willing to teach me how to make flan? I can come to you, and I promise not to make it weird. Asterisk. I show the text to Zara, who grins. Look at you, building bridges. Think I should do it? I think you should do whatever makes you happy. I type back. I'd love to. How's Saturday afternoon? Asterisk. The response comes immediately. Perfect. Fair warning though. I have zero cooking skills. Like, I once burned water. Asterisk. I laugh out loud, and something that's been tight in my chest for months finally loosens. What's so funny? My dad asks from across the table. Just thinking about how sometimes the best things in your life are the ones that survive the worst mistakes. Zara raises her glass of sangria. To surviving our worst mistakes. And to friends who love us enough to make them, I add, clinking my glass against hers. Around us, my family continues their celebration, loud and chaotic and perfectly imperfect. And for the first time in almost a year, I'm not thinking about who I should be or what anyone expects from me. I'm just here, in this moment, surrounded by people who love me for exactly who I am. It's enough. More than enough. It's everything.